Barakatuh. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulillah. Give thanks to Allah who has spared our lives at this moment. May He accept our ibadat. Ameen. Tonight we shall be looking at the topic إعراب المثنى, which is the Nahw class 69. And the reference book remains Nahwul Waadih al-Juz'u Thani, the second part of Nahwul Waadih. So the qaida says bil alif wa yunsabu wa yujarru bil ya'i. So the i'rab of muthanna of dual words are just yurfa al muthanna bil alif. It remains in reference state with alif wa yunsabu wa yujarru bil ya'i. Jarru or nasbu, it becomes nasbu state or jarru state with ya. So let's take a look at the examples. La'ibal waladan. From the previous class, we said our muthanna is formed by adding alif and nun or yaw and nun to the end of the last letter, to the end of the word. That is how we form muthanna. Alif. Now we want to know the function of the yaw and nun or of the alif and nun. So La'ibal waladan, the two boys played. The two boys played. So here we have alif, not ya. So it means al waladan here is in reference state. So looking at this sentence, we have the fi'l, and whenever we see the fi'l, we should see the fa'il and others if the verb is meant to take that. Now we have seen that al waladan here is taking alif, and from our qaida yurfa'ul muthanna bil alif. So our muthanna remains in reference state with what? With alif. So it's telling us that al waladan here is the fa'il of la'iba, because our fa'il remains in reference state. So la'iba al waladan, the two boys played. Ittafaqa sharikan, the two opponents or the two rivals agreed. The two opponents or rivals agreed. So what's the singular word here? Sharik. Adding what? Alif and nun gives us our muthanna. So the alif is indicating that sharikan is in what? Is in reference state, because here it is the file for ittafaqa. Awraqati shajaratan, the two trees grew leaves. Awraqati shajaratan, the two trees grew leaves. So ashajaratu is the what? Is the singular. Then adding alif and nun to give it muthanna is the dual word, and alif indicates that shajaratan is in reference state. Hadarul musafiron, the two travelers arrived. The two travelers arrived. So al musafir is the singular. Adding alif and nun, we get our muthanna, and the alif is indicating that al musafiron is in reference state. And then looking at the sentence, al musafiron here is the fa'il, the performer of the action hadara. That's the first part. And the second part is showing us the nasbu state of muthanna, the nasbu state of muthanna. So the first example, we have kafatul waladain. Kafatul waladain, I rewarded the two boys. Kafatul waladain, I rewarded the two boys. So al waladu is a singular word. Then we added yaw and nun to get the muthanna in nasbu state. So this is what mansub this way, because al waladu here is maf'ul bi. We know that our maf'ul bi, that is the object, is always in nasbu state. The maf'ul bi is always in what? Nasbu state. So what indicates the nasbu state in al waladain is ya. The ya indicates the nasbu state. So hadastu sharikain. Hadastu sharikain, I conversed with the two rivals or the two opponents. So what indicates that asharikain is in nasbu state is the ya. The ya indicates that asharikain is in nasbu state, because if you recall from the formation of muthanna, we said we add alif and nun or yaw and nun to the end of the singular verb to form our dual verb, dual word. We add alif and nun or yaw and nun to the end of the singular word to form the dual word. So alif indicates rafun, while yaw indicates what? Nasbu or jaru. Now in this part, that's to sharikain. Sharikain here is the maf'ul bihi. So maf'ul bihi takes what? Nasbu. That is how we know that this ya is indicating what? Nasbu. The third one, tasallaktu shajarotain. I climbed the two trees. I climbed the two trees. So the ya in shajarotain indicates that uh the shajarotain is in jaru state. But in this context, because shajarotain is in maf'ul bihi, so we say it is in what? It's in nasbu state. So the i'rab is the word mansubun bil ya. Then wadantu musafiroin. Wadantu musafiroin. I bid farewell to the two travelers. I bid farewell to the two travelers. So the ya is indicating that al musafiroin is what maf'ulun bihi, because it is the indicator for the nasbu state. So we say al musafiroin is what? Mansubun bil ya. If we want to do the i'rab of the first part that is taking alif, for example, taking the first one, al waladan, we say what? Mansub when marfu'un bil alif. Then the last part for the jarru, a'taitil qurata lil walidain. I gave the ball to the two lil waladain, to the two boys. I gave the ball to the two boys. So here the al waladain, we know that when yaw and nun is added to the singular word, we get muthanna. But then yaw indicates jaru state and nasbu state. So how do we know? So the context tells us which state the word is going to take. Now here we have harfu jaru before the walade. That is how we know that the yaw here is indicating jaru and not nasbu. The yaw is indicating what? Jaru and not nasbu. So here al waladain here is majrurun bil ya'i. Majrurun bil ya'i. So ataitul kurata lil waladain. I gave the ball to the two boys. The next example is ishtaraitu min ash-sharikain. Min ash-sharikin. Min ash-sharikain. Ishtaraitu min ash-sharikain. I bought from the two opponents or the two rivals. I bought from the two opponents or the two rivals. So mina is part of the huruful jar. So mina is an harfu jar. So for a noun, it makes the noun majrur. So how do we know that this sharikan is majrur? Is because of the ya. If it was a morphon, it would have had alif, it would have been sharikan. But since it is ya, and we see that harfu jaru or something that we give the noun jaru is coming before it, then we confirm that the ya is what? Is the suburb of the jaru of the word. So because we know that ya can either indicate nasbu or jaru, so the context will tell us either of the two. So the next example, danautu mina shajarotain. I moved near the two trees. I moved near the two trees. So you can see we see abmina, which is harfu jaru. So it's obviously going to make the word shajarotun, which the dual is shajarotani. It's going to change it to jaru to give us what? Shajarotain. So this is majrurun bilya. Then we have salamtu ala al musafiroin. I greeted or I said the taslim to the two travelers. So musafiroin, the ya is majrur. So those are the three parts of i'rab we have for Thana words. Marfu'un bil alif, that is alif indicates the reference state, or majrurun bil ya or mansubun bil ya, or yao indicates is what? Is nasbu or jaru state. So this is where we are going to stop for tonight and say assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.